Allow me to convey my condolences to the family that has lost that boy, 5 years. The only mistake that child did was to believe that there's a God in heaven, and that where 2 or 3 people gathers in his name is in their presence, and therefore he took the right steps of going to seek that God. But unfortunately, somebody somewhere decided that action amounts to a crime, decided to become the prosecutor, the arresting officer, the judge, the prosecutor, and the executor. And therefore, the child has lost his life. It's unfortunate that this is happening when we are priding ourselves of a new constitutional dispensation. The biggest mistake is that we bequeath this country to individuals who never believed in the spirit of the Constitution. Our brother Uhuru Kenyatta did not do much to see to either the Constitution is implemented. The country was handed over to criminals whose files are still pending in the ICC, whose individual's character is in question, witnesses vanished, and we thought that the country can go out of the woods. There's much more in a country than just speaking about the economic progress, the expansion of the economy, the expansion of the infrastructure. There's much more than just that. There's much more than building houses. There is much more than raising funds and giving empty promises on what those funds will be appropriated towards. There's more in the question of holding the nation together. That to me is the ultimate epitome of democracy, and the whole issue about the implementation of the rule of law and the restoration of the constitutionalism. If Uhuru and his people stole the Eurobond, there is a government in place. There is a law called the ASECA, the Economic Crimes Act. There is a law called the POCALMA, the Proceeds of Crimes Act. There are laws in place that can be implemented to any person to come and explain the difference between his wealth and the declaration. Why that law has not been implemented? Why the ODPP has not directed the DCI to investigate the Eurobond? I do not understand. There is no one who is above the law. We want to see a country where the rule of law is respected. And that's why I believe in the united opposition, because we must restore the rule of law in this country. So for them that are saying that Eurobond got lost, was stolen, pursue the thieves. Let them go behind the bars. We would actually be happy to hear that those people who steal from us, irrespective of your region, your last name or your first name, we want to have a country that is governed by the rule of law. Others Dibal, today was a bad day. It was a bad night for all of us. Those are, for them that at least feels that the excesses of this government, and perhaps it occasioned us to speak in the manner in which we spoke. And if we spoke that way in condemnation of that action, I have no apology to make. It should not surprise us that Mr. William Ruto's government is defined by such kind of behavior and conduct. You know, what defines Mr. William Ruto is that he was defined by the YK92 violence, and that is his entry into the Kenyan politics. Therefore, the only political mantra that William Ruto understands is what was exhibited today in the church. You'll come all the way to 1992. You'll see what happened in Burnt Forest. You'll come all the way to 1997. You'll see and read the Akiwumi report. You'll always see his fingerprints and footprints in all those reports. You'll come all the way to 2007. You'll go and read the Waki report. If you are a bit interested, you'll see the envelope, the Waki envelope. And if you're interested in knowing the content of the envelope, then it will not surprise you to find Mr. William Ruto's name. You'll even cross over the other jurisdiction in the ICC and find a live file that exists in the ICC describing him as an indictee whose prosecution could not proceed because he sorted out all the possible and potential witnesses. So he is defined by violence. When he speaks violence. A lot of media captions have taken place where he's vomiting venom against a particular community. It will not surprise you to note, Dibal, that the annals of history will give you the track record of Mr. William Ruto, where he's even addressing the Kikuyus as having come to Rift Valley and even changed the names of some of the places, an issue that annoys him so much. He goes on shamelessly even to address the question of land in Rift Valley. You know, you'll go all the way and perhaps you can come and stop at the Kiambaa Church, where babies and mothers were burnt. And the working report says that Mr. William Ruto knows what happened. So all this should not surprise you because he is defined by what is currently happening. When he speaks, he never speaks about reconciliation. He has no heart or soul of reconciliation. For him, he's a perpetual aggressor, a man who is at war with himself and his neighbors. And he seems to be targeting the Kikuyus, and truth be told, because he's only meting out this violence against us. And it is a calculated and well choreographed process to make sure that he keeps us fighting amongst ourselves. One of his closest associates who has now declared interest in associating with him, Mr. Koimbori, says that he's a chief goon and that he organizes those goons. Even after such a declaration was done by a member of parliament, the IG, the DCI, and the intelligence has not taken any steps to ask Koimbori to go and substantiate on his statement, or even to point him as a person of interest. But should it surprise you that Koimbori is affiliated to William Ruto? It should enough surprise you, because that is what defines them. That is what defines these individuals. So it is an issue that we must take over when we take over government. The fact of the matter is that this country needs to be fixed. Governance needs to be fixed in this country.